Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5. I hope you all are doing great and you all are staying in your best health and every uh, time you're taking the necessary precautions that are necessary to defend yourself or protect yourself against the COVID-19 virus. Okay? So students, today we will be having an English language class and I welcome you all 8th graders, and as you all know I'm Mrs. Sabarif, your English teacher. So our topic for today is prepositions. Now you have been doing prepositions since I think primary grades and you all are very much aware with it, but most of the time when we use prepositions there is actually a problem when to use in or when to use at. Actually we don't usually understand when to put in the correct preposition and we usually use them incorrectly. Okay, so today we will be doing prepositions and I hope after today's lesson your concepts will be much more clear about how to use prepositions, when to use which preposition. Okay, so let's begin our class for prepositions today. What is a preposition? First of all, you should know when you are doing any part of a speech, you should know the exact definition of that part of a speech to understand it. Okay, so let's read it together. A preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within the sentence. They act to connect the people, objects, time, and locations of the sentence. Prepositions are usually short words and they are normally placed directly in front of nouns. So, there are actually three things that we got to know here. And what are they? They are that first of all, prepositions are words that are used to link nouns. Okay, they are actually helping you build a sentence. Okay, because when you are saying a sentence, the basic parts are the nouns and the verbs, right, or the adjectives or the adverbs. But what are the prepositions? What is the function of the preposition is that they actually connect, they link the nouns, they tell the location or the position as when with respect to each other. Okay, they are connecting the people, their object, the time, the location. Whatever words we are using, they're actually helping us make form a sentence with those words. Okay, and they are usually short words. That means prepositions are never very long. Some of them are maybe like afterwards, backwards, forward. They are a little bit long, but usually they are 2 to 3 letter words that are very short and usually placed in front of nouns. Okay, so is it clear? Shall we move on? I hope the preposition, the definition of preposition is clear to all. That basically prepositions are linking words, and what do they link? They are actually linking the nouns, pronouns, or phrases within a sentence. Okay, they connect. Okay, so types of prepositions. Now there are three types of prepositions. There are three types of prepositions. What are they? Time prepositions, place prepositions, and direction prepositions. That means there are three different scenarios or three different ways in which we can place prepositions. We have to make sure whether we are using the preposition to tell the time of something or an event, or when did something happen, or are we trying to tell the place, that is, are we trying to tell the position of something with respect to the other, or are we trying to tell the direction, that means where or something is, or how can I get to something. Okay, so there are time, place, and direction prepositions. That means there are three basic types of prepositions. Okay children, okay, let's move on. So, prepositions of time. The first one that we are doing today is prepositions of time. Now, what is the preposition of time? Let's read together. Basic examples of time prepositions include at, on, in, before, and after, and many more. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you that the basic prepositions of time are at, on, in, before, and after. But we can also use other prepositions of time like since, from. Okay, so there are many more. See, there is no end to prepositions. There are hundreds and thousands of prepositions. We cannot discuss all of them. So you need to know them, and you need to know when you have to put which one. With the common ones, the ones that we use most commonly are at, on, in, before and after. Okay, now, use. They are used to help indicate when something happened, happens, or will happen. Okay, so basically, they are used to tell the timing of a thing. That when did something happen, or when will something happen, or when is something happening? Is it happening at 8 o'clock? Is it happening on Friday? Is it happening in what in a meeting? So they're actually telling you the time of when did something happen. Okay, let's see. In is used for years, months, seasons, centuries, and times of day. Use the preposition in. Okay, so basically, for the telling the year or telling the month or the season, centuries, or times of the day, we use the preposition in. For example, I first met John in 1987. Okay, so now you understand that basically in is telling you the air. It is being used for the air in the first sentence, that is in 1987. Okay, now the next one, it's always cold in January. So now I'm telling the month. Okay, now, again, if I use it for the century, then I can say that we are living in the 21st century. Okay, so in, okay, for the century or times of the day, I will come in an hour. So again, in, okay. So in is used for telling years, months, seasons, centuries, and times of the day. Okay. Now let's see, when do we use on? For days, dates, and specific holidays, use the preposition on. Now look at the first example. We go to school on Mondays but not on Sunday. So now you see that on is actually being used to tell specific dates or specific holidays or for other days as well. Now see here, it's if I write we go to school in Monday, so this is going to be inappropriate or incorrect. Okay, so we go to school on Monday or Sunday, and we don't go on Sunday. Okay, Christmas is on December 25th. So now again I'm telling a specific day or a specific holiday, so I'm using on for it. Okay, now let's move on. At, for times, indicators of exception, and festivals, use the preposition at. Now when is at used? At is used for to indicate some specific times and festivals. Okay, if it's a particular time I'm talking about, or if I'm talking like meet me at sharp 8 p.m. So at sharp 8 p.m. Okay, and festivals. For example, look at the first one. Families often enjoy at Eid time. Okay, so now this is a specific occasion or a specific time I'm talking about, so I'll use at. Her shift finished at 7 p.m. Now, this is actually a very particular time here, 7 p.m. So, with this, I'm going to use at. Okay, I will not say her shift finished in 7 p.m. Okay, no, or her shift finished on 7 p.m. Now, usually we confuse at and on together. In is a little different from both of them, but we usually confuse which two ones? We usually confuse at and on. Okay, so make sure you're using them correctly. First of all, see what are you linking. Are you linking a specific holiday, or are you linking a day or a date, or are you linking a specific time or an event? So it will be easier for you people. Okay, let's move on. So prepositions of place. Now this is the second type of preposition. Basic examples of preposition of place include in, on, at, under, over, inside, outside, above, and below, and many more. As I told you, there is no end to it. There are many prepositions. Definitely, I cannot mention all of them here, but I have mentioned the main ones. Now, let's see one thing. I just told you in, on, at is used in place, so in time. So how is it used in place? Now, Very important thing, students, in, on, and at is actually a preposition that is used for time, place, and direction in all three of them. But in all three of types, it is being used for a different purpose. Now, this is what you have to recognize, okay? That in can be used simultaneously for all three types of prepositions, okay? But every time it has a different function, okay? It is telling you it is being used in a different way, okay? So the basic prepositions for place are again in, on, at, and again under, over. Now these are the locations. The cat is under the table, the dog is jumping over the fence, put this inside the cabinet, the children are playing outside, uh, Karachi is above sea level. Below, for below, let's make a sentence for below. My pen went below the sofa. So again, these are all locations, okay, I'm telling. Now use prepositions of place show the relationship of place between the nouns and the other parts of the sentence. So this is actually an easy one where you are actually being told the place of something, the position of something, okay, between the nouns. Let's see. Now again, on, in, and at. Now how are on, in, and at used here? On is used when referring to something with a surface. Okay, that is, if we are saying that something is on is the surface of it of something, then we use on. Okay, that is on the top of something. The cat is on the table, so that means it is sitting on the surface of the table. So I'm going to put on. The images are on the page, so they are on the surface of the page. The painting is on the wall, so on is like it is something is over the surface, on the surface of it, okay? It's not somewhere else, it's on the surface, that is on the top part of something, okay? In. In is used when referring to something that is inside or within confined boundaries. This could be anything, even a country. Okay. So when do we use in, children? We use in when something is within a boundary wall. Okay, it can be used also for a country. Okay, that Ali lives in America. So America is a country that has a fine boundary. Okay, it has its own borders. So when something is confined within a border, then we use in. Okay, so let's see if a place, okay, not particularly if a place is within a border, that is, it has a boundary, then we use in. Children are playing in the park. So the park has its own boundaries, right? So I can use in for that. Let's look at the first example. Jim is in France visiting his aunt in the hospital. So what is Jim doing? Jim is in France. First of all, France is a country and it has its own boundaries. Visiting his aunt in the hospital. Again, the hospital has its own boundaries, its own uh, borders, its confined place, it's a boundary walls place. So I'm going to use in. The girls play in the garden. Again, the garden is a particular place. So again, I'm going to use in. Let's look at at. At is used when referring to something at a specific point. So when it's about a particular place or a particular point I'm talking about, then I'm going to use at. The boys are at the entrance at the movie theater. So where are the boys? The boys are at the entrance. Now this entrance is a specific point within the movie theater. So I'm going to use at. We will meet at the airport. So again, at the airport. Now airport, you will say, is a confined place. Why I'm not using in the airport? But again, if I say in the airport, that means I'm going to meet inside the airport, inside it. No, and we are going to meet at the airport, that is, the location is at. Okay, now you must be used to calling Kareems and Ubers, right? So how do you tell the driver the location? Definitely you say meet me at this point. Okay, you don't say meet me on this point or meet me in this point. Why? Because we are always telling them a particular direction, right? A particular place, a specific place where we need to see the driver, right? So we always tell them that I am at this point, come and meet me at this point, or pick me from this point at, so how it use at here. Let's move on. Prepositions of direction. Now prepositions of direction or movement, now they're also called prepositions of movement. Okay, Since prepositions of movement or direction include to, across, uh, through, off, down, and into, and many more. So basically, specific prepositions of movement are to, through, across, off, down, or, and into, and many more. How can we use them? Let's see. Essentially, they describe how something or someone moves from one place to another. Basically, it's giving a direction. Okay, how they moved to America. So that is a direction or a movement that they are moving from one place to another. Or the ball went through the hole. So how did the where did the ball go? It went through the hole. Okay, across. Uh, they traveled across the country. So across is again a location or a direction or movement. Okay. So let's see. Let's look at the examples. Okay, two. Now, two usually serves to highlight that there is a movement towards a specific destination. That means two is used when the direction is a specific or a particular direction. If we have mentioned, then we use to. He has gone on vacation to France. So where he has gone to France? Now France is a specific place I'm talking about. So I'll use to. I will go to bed when I am tired. So again, my bed is a particular place, so I'll go to bed. Okay. Across. Across refers to moving from one side to another. That is when you are in a continuous motion and when you are going from one side to another. Mike traveled across America on his motorcycle. So across is now he's moving from one place to another and from another to another. So it's a continuous motion. So we are using across. Rebecca and Judy are swimming across the lake. Now, across is again they're traveling from one location in the lake to another location. So that is across, okay? Through. Through refers to moving directly inside something or and out the other end. Okay, so basically through is when you get into something and you get out from the another. That is when you're traveling across from something, through something, okay? The train passes through the tunnel. So again, through the tunnel, that is, it enters from one point and it exits from the another. So it's called through the tunnel. Okay. Into. Into refers to entering or looking inside something. James went into the room. Okay. So into is when you are actually looking inside or peeping inside something. Now it can be a matter also, like the company or the committee is looking into the matter. So into is again the matter is something and it is looking into the matter. Okay, so when you look inside something or you enter inside somewhere. Okay, so I hope all of this is clear to you, the prepositions of time, place, and direction or movement. As I told you, there are three types, and these are not all like to, across, through, into. You can use many other prepositions as well. Okay, let's have a look. For location, we can use above, behind, below, beside, between, by, in, inside, near, on, over, through. And these are also not the complete list. You can use many more. These are just the common ones, okay? For location or for place. Okay, now for time: after, before, by, during, from, on, past, since, through, to, until, upon. Okay, these are all the prepositions for time. And the prepositions for movement include against, along, down, from, into, off, on, onto, out of, towards, up, or upon. All of these are going to tell you the location or the direction of movement. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Let's move on. Okay, well, I'll give you a minute. Go through this chart. Go through. There must be some of the prepositions that you did not even know that they are prepositions. Okay, so just look at them, and if there is any question, ask me. Otherwise, we'll move to our practice exercise. Okay, so I'm giving you a minute. Go through this chart, see which if there is anything that you don't understand, any preposition that the meaning is unclear to you, let me know in the chat box. I'm giving you a minute to go through this. Okay, so which one isn't clear? Let me see. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, give me a minute. I'll tell you what you people are asking. We have questions. That's very good. Now, Ishil, you want to know as to and as for, right? So we use as to and as for a contrast, basically. Okay, when we are saying as to, we'll say that uh, compared as to this is a much better. So this is where we use as to. Okay, it's used for a comparison, basically. And as for is like they have asked as for help, but I won't be helping them. So again, these are actually very typical ones. We don't use them very generally. That's why I don't understand. Basically, it's a two together. These are two or three of them together, two or three prepositions together, and we are actually not using them right now. So don't you need not to worry for them. But it's good that you ask. So as to and as for is basically used for a comparison or a contrast. Okay. Okay, in spite or despite. Now, we say in spite of the fact that Ali was not happy.
Despite.
Yes, I'm telling you. In spite is used when we say that in spite of the fact Ali was not happy, he still went. Okay, so in spite is used. Basically, these are very specific ones. In spite is when we say that uh, although it was like this, but in spite of this, he did it. In spite is like instead of it. Okay, it's kind of instead. Okay, and despite is when we use. That what is it, miss? Where do we use despite and versus? Okay, versus is very easy, and despite and in spite are used simultaneously to each other. Okay, and versus is when we use it's very common one. Ali will be playing versus Adnan, if I say so. This is when we have two people, we usually have a match. It's usually used in a match versus. Okay, clear? Any more questions? So shall we move on? Okay. No more questions. Again, I'm giving you a minute. Any other word that is not clear, ask me. Otherwise, I'll move on then. Okay. Thank you, Abdul Rahman. Okay, again, in spite and despite, if it's still not clear, let me tell you that they have a similar meaning to although or even though. Okay, that means if although it can happen, even though it can happen, and as I told you, they show a contrast between two things. Okay, and we usually write them. We usually don't use them in speaking. Okay, in spite and despite are not used for speaking, but we usually use them in text when we are writing some good quality text. Like if you must go through them in a book or something when you are reading a novel or something, then you use it. Okay, and in spite is even more commonly used than despite. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Apart from is very easy. Come on, apart from is so simple. You haven't used this one before. Apart from this one, they will be doing this or that. So apart from is actually except for. So except for, apart from this pile, take the another one. So except from, it's basically the meaning is except or instead of this, except of this. Okay, Faleha? Any other question, Bitte? Is it clear? Apart from is used, as I told you, Faleha, that it's used for exception. That apart from this one, everything is good. So Part is except from this one. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's move on. So let's try these now. Now, again, one thing I need to tell you, you can use many prepositions at the same time in a sentence. Okay, sometimes the sentences are so simple that you can put any preposition which you like, but you have to make sure which one is most appropriate or which one is most suitable in that sentence. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Mariam, can you answer me the first one, beta? Are you there, Mariam? Okay, Alicia, can you answer me the first one, bete? Ali walked dash the street. Alicia, can you answer me? Across the street. Very good. Now, if I say Ali walked on the street, will that be incorrect? Or if I say Ali walked in the street? Across is the most appropriate one. Your answer is 100% correct, but I'm just asking, okay? If I say instead of saying Ali walked across the street, if I say Ali walked on the street, then how many of you think it will be right and how many of you think it will be wrong? Do you think it will be wrong saying Ali walked on the street? No, across is right. That she's perfectly right. I understand. Across is 101% correct. I know Ali walked across the street is perfect. But I'm asking you people, if I say Ali walked on the street, is that right or wrong? Okay, Zed thinks it's wrong, Anas thinks it's right. Basically, children, it will be right, it will not be wrong, but again it will not be appropriate. It's not right. If I say Ali walked on the street, you can walk on the street because on is a surface, you can walk on that, right? I told you on is used for a surface. What was the cat is sitting on the table, so on is a surface. Again, the street has a surface, so I can say Ali walked on the street. But on is not appropriate, but the better one is across. But if the across is not there and you have the on given in the choices, then you can always put on also. Okay, beta? Okay, let's move to the next one. Can I have Hamza Mujtaba? Can you answer me, Hamza Mujtaba? Yes, Hamza Mujtaba, can you answer me? The next one. Michelle left just dash lunchtime. Michelle left just dash lunchtime. Okay, at again, what else can come here? Now there are another prepositions also. Michelle left just dash lunchtime. Just at lunchtime, that's appropriate. But again, what else can we use? Michelle left just. Any other things, any other ideas that you have? Michelle left just. No, it can't be on lunchtime. On is wrong. On cannot be there. No, not going to be in. It can be Michelle left just before lunchtime or just after lunchtime. Okay, before and after can also come here. Okay. Okay, the third one. Anas Ahmad, answer me the third one. Jim's office is dash the cafeteria. Jim's office is dash the cafeteria. Okay, now when you're using a preposition, or when you use a preposition, imagine the thing. Imagine a Jim's office. If it's somebody's office and there's a cafeteria, so how will you say it? If you're telling somebody that, oh, that person's office is just dash the cafeteria, where is it? Yes, Abdul Rahman, you are right. It's near the cafeteria. Okay, Jim's office is near the cafeteria. Okay, or you can say Jim's office is across the cafeteria. That is, when you cross the cafeteria, then you will use reach Jim's office. Okay, so near, across, all of them are right. Okay, or you can also use in is also right. I am not saying in is wrong. Jim's office is in the cafeteria. Yes, because maybe he is a canteen manager, so his office can be in the cafeteria, no issue. Okay, Faleha, can you answer me the next one? I am going dash Canada. Okay, two, exactly. That's the only thing that's going to come here is two. I am going to Canada. That is perfect. No other words used to be are supposed to come here. Okay, so can I have Ishal? Ishal, can you answer me the next one? Or Ishal, I don't know how to say your name. Alex threw a stone dash the pond. Alex threw a stone dash the pond. Ishal, are you there? Alex threw a stone dash the pond. Okay, good. Although you have answered it correctly. But I want Ishal to answer. Where are you, Ishal? Are you there? Across the pond. How can it be across the pond, bete? Alex threw a stone across the pond. It's going to be in. Alex threw a stone in the pond, okay? Okay, Zad, can you answer the next one? The present is dash the box. The present is dash the box. It's in the box. Okay, correct. So, Maida, can you answer the next one? They have gone dash of the town. They have gone dash of the town. The seventh one. Maida, can you answer? Okay, they have gone out of the town. Correct, Maida. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Tabassum Fatma, can you answer me the next one? This material is different dash that. Eighth one. This material is different dash that. Okay, Mohammed Zad, it's not going to be out of O double F off. No, it's not going to be off. Because off is already mentioned there. You're only going to put out. Okay, in the seventh one. They have gone out of the town. That's it. Okay, and for the eighth one, the material is different from that. Okay, it's correct. Okay, the ninth one, Abdul Rahman, can you answer me? He has been absent dash Monday. He has been absent dash Monday. Check the tense when you are answering. No, he has been absent on Monday. No, it has been bitte, so has been. He has been absent from Monday. Okay, from is correct, but there is one more appropriate term that should come here. He is absent. He has been absent since. Exactly, Alicia. Thank you for the answer. He has been absent since Monday. Okay. Okay, the 10th one. I haven't been to a theater dash a long time. Who's going to answer this one? I haven't been to a theater dash a long time. I haven't been to a theater for a long time. Exactly, for a long time. Or you can also say from a long time, but it's going to be most more appropriate is for, okay, for a long time. He goes to school dash car. 11. He goes to school in car. Okay, that is correct. And the 12th one. The new term begins dash June 1st. The new term begins dash June 1st. On. Okay, so this is correct. The new term begins on June 1st. So I hope all of these are clear to you. Your concepts for prepositions have gone much better, and now you people must be understanding the prepositions more well. Okay, students, I'll be uploading an assignment today, and actually that assignment is from your book concept. Okay, so I have written the sentences in the assignment, but you can also refer for, you can copy the sentences from the book as well. No issue, they are the same sentences. I've mentioned the page number in the index so that you can find them in the book also. Okay, and you need make sure that you turn in the assignment tomorrow. Tomorrow is the submission date. Submit your language copies, please. Okay, and Make sure you do the assignments carefully, a little bit carefully, and just don't make spelling errors. Your people are making a lot of spelling mistakes. I don't understand why. Everything is mostly mentioned, so you need not to make spelling mistakes. Basically they are overlooking mistakes by you people, so don't do that. Okay, follow the instructions given and take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz, everyone. Stay home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Sheikh Mohammed Zaid. Allah Hafiz. Yes, Maida, Saturday, tomorrow is the submission date for the assignments. So make sure you guys submit them tomorrow. Tomorrow is 19, right? So the submission date is 19, okay? So make sure you submit the assignment tomorrow. It's just 10 sentences, nothing big. You can just do them quickly and, just submit your copy tomorrow. Okay, everybody take care. Allah Hafiz.